Hey everyone, today I want to show you a boat chest unloader that unloads a ridiculous 40 items per second, or an equivalent of 144,000 items per hour out of a boat, and is 16 times hopper speed. And while it isn't exactly rocket science, it's still pretty cool, so I feel it's worth sharing. First of all, boat movement in this video is going to be horribly choppy, and that is because of a bug, and I'll link the bug report in the description, so make sure to check it out and upvote it if you have a Mojira account. So, as you may be aware, there is the new boat chest. This was something that was announced on Minecon a long time ago, along with the biome vote, and it is here, in the preview anyway. So it's just a boat, and if you sneak, you can access the inventory, and when you're inside a boat, you can also access the inventory. I'm going to say this right away. I still believe that hopper minecarts and chest minecarts are going to be way more practical than boat chests for anything logistics related, but it's still pretty cool to mess around with. We start back here where I have a dispenser, and there's some boat with chests in here, and there's water above because you need water to be able to dispense a boat. For some reason, it doesn't actually glitch inside the water or something. It floats to the surface and, stays on top of these 4 blocks. So if I dispense it, that will happen. And I have a mechanism here to align this boat to the trapdoor. So first, this slime block will push it against the trapdoor, which is needed to properly align it with the unloader right here. And the slime pushers over there. And then this slime pusher just launches it forward to the unloader. But to give myself some items for the sake of demonstration, let's put it all in there. And there we go. Then we can launch it. As you can see, it will be stopped by the obsidian, which is not slippery. And if we take a look at the inventory, it gets unloaded ridiculously fast. So as I mentioned previously, that's 40 items per second. A single hopper does 2.5 items per second, and right here we have 16 hoppers all unloading at the same time. So of course, if we stand here, our inventory fills up pretty quickly, and obviously at the same speed at which the boat chest is unloading. Should be done any second. Yeah, we are done. Actually, I'm going to let that go forward, and I'll just demonstrate it to you again how this thing proceeds. So let's take a brief look at the unloader itself. Now, when this boat chest gets aligned with the trapdoor, it will be properly centered so that all 4 of those hopper minecarts can pull out of the boat chest. Below each of the 4 hopper minecarts are 4 hoppers. And the hoppers will feed into these droppers, which then dispense all of the items down there. Unlike in the Java edition, hopper minecarts in the Bedrock edition can only pull out items at a rate of 10 items per second versus the 20 items per second that you can on Java edition. But that's not really irrelevant anyway, because we can only have 4 hoppers below, the hopper minecart itself. And 4 hoppers can combined only pull 10 items per second anyway, so that's the speed we're capped at. To make sure that the minecarts can both pull from the boat above and also be pulled from by the hoppers below, I've just used some trapdoors here. They do the job more or less. There's probably easier methods of aligning, but I like this one, so I just went with it. Once the boat comes in and items start trickling down, this comparator will turn on and activate this comparator clock, which is a 4 game tick clock, which will of course pulse all of the droppers at 4 game ticks, and that will, drop out all of the items into here. What also happens is that this torch turns off and the observer retracts. Once the boat chest is empty, then this observer will extend, pulsing the entire contraption above here, which will launch the boat chest and keep it going throughout the other slime pushes over here. And those other slime pushes are more or less the same idea, but I'm using tripwire hooks here instead of the detection from the boat chest unloader. Now the big question, are chest boats even viable for logistics in Minecraft, or rather, so to speak, in technical gameplay? I wouldn't really say so. And even though they have a much higher cap in loading and unloading speeds because their collision box is larger than those ones of minecarts and hopper minecarts and chest minecarts, you know, they're still pretty impractical because you can't move them around conveniently with rails. And overall, I'd say the slight advantage is not really justifying the massive downsides that using both chests has. For example, in this layout, every single one of these droppers can actually put items into the boat chest right here. There's 6 droppers on each side, and that means it's 24 times dropper speed, and droppers can do 2 times hopper speed, so it's 48 times hopper speed loading speed. But for that, you know, you first have to actually get a setup that can load the chest boat in this way. And you still have to get the chest boat out some way, one way or another. And you also have to align it. So there's a lot of inconveniences that make this not really practical. But in theory, it's doable. So I suppose the main advantage of chest boats is to put all your early game valuables into when you don't have shulker boxes yet. And so it's an extension of your inventory that is not too complicated, since, you know, early game you won't really have ender chest or shulker boxes. And for that, they're pretty good. I do like it actually, but, you know, late game I wouldn't call them that useful. Alright, that's about it. Drop a comment down below if you have any other cool ideas for the chest boat, and I'll see you around. See ya!